What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Best Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Russler. Joining me this week is a very funny comedian out of Chicago, Illinois, Rebecca Jaffe.
What do I do? What do I do? Granola in my titties. What do I do? What do I do? Granola in my titties. What do I do? What do I do? Granola in my titties. What do I do? What do I do?
She is a singer, songwriter, comedian, ukulele enthusiast, and overall Disney character. No, we had a lot of fun. We talked about everything from pet personalities to whimsical human trafficking. It was a great time, and we had a lot of fun. I know you'll enjoy the episode. Yes, everything's
Hi.
recording.
Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh, and I was so paranoid because I have nervous tics and one of them is sniffing. So on this podcast, you're going to hear something.
It's okay.
Oh my God, that was so loud.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that I smelled. I was like,
no. I have nervous tics. You
So-
can put this on the podcast too. Feel free.
So the way I normally do it is we just kind of fade into the conversation because I feel like it's weird sometimes if I were to all of a sudden be like, okay, hold on real quick. Today my guest is blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then come back and be like, no, let's have a normal conversation.
Yeah, no.
It's weird. It puts pressure on
weird
things.
as
Yeah.
shit.
But just relax. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, no. I'm going to try not to sniff. It's going to be...
It's
I'll
okay. I've watched, so I've edited a lot of these videos
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and I have this nervous tick of just touching my nose.
Oh.
I just feel like I always do that, or my ear or something like that.
Oh,
That's why I
yeah.
like watching. That's why I like having the headphones on, because it keeps me.
Yeah, there's nothing more comforting than just holding your earlobe.
Yeah.
It just...
It's just a little tug,
A
not too
little
hard,
tug.
but just a yeah.
Okay, I'm curious. Do your ears hang low, or are they that?
Do they
that's,
wobble to and fro?
But that's a real thing, right? Where they're either attached to your face and hang low. Let me see.
No, I think they're
Oh
attached.
my gosh, they borderline hang low, but not really. Your earlobes are perky as fuck.
I'm a hybrid.
Wow.
I'm a hybrid. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a day walker. I've got both wobbly and unwobbly lobes.
All right.
What kind of lobes do you have?
Here, I'll show you.
Okay.
My earlobes hang low,
Okay.
as you can see. They're
see
pretty
that.
average.
Do you have pierced ears, or have you had pierced ears?
Never.
Never. Okay. I didn't know if that was a thing. If
Yeah.
that had maybe caused a little wobble. But,
Yeah, no, I have never had pierced ears. When I was younger, my mom wouldn't let me because I was already a very forgetful and irresponsible child, and she knew I wouldn't clean them consistently, and she was right. They probably would have gotten infected. I was so forgetful, so ADHD. I mean, I have ADHD, and now it's just I have so much shit going on in my routine. I don't want another thing that I have to put on or take off.
Yeah.
Because it's just a fucking hassle
That's-
already. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I grew a beard. I was like, I'm kind of sick of shaving every day.
Exactly.
And it's this is manageable. Just the neck, yeah, I'll do this, and maybe the cheeks, because I'm a weird person, and for whatever reason, my hair grows up to my eye socket.
Yeah.
My sister always used to make fun of me for it. She was like, "You're like a baby Sasquatch. Why does it grow up there?" And I was like, "Oh."
I want to react to that, but right now I feel like I'm about to cough, so I'm going to go away. I have asthma, so it's going to go on for a while.
It's okay.
You can keep this too. I have a variety of weird issues. As we were saying, your hair... I'm good. Your hair grows up to where?
Yeah, it goes up to
What?
Yeah.
Sasquatch. That's not a bad nickname, though.
I just shaved it today, but I can already feel the stubble coming back. But you'll look, and it looks like I constantly have like an eyelash that's fallen on my cheek, and it's like, no, that's facial hair, which is kind of, I mean, it is insane because I wish that I could grow it out to the point where, like,
Yeah.
could you imagine if I had just like a T-shaped, I mean, almost just like burqa-ish facial hair of just a complete surrounding.
I think that would be kind of cool because you could like rob banks and not have to wear a ski mask.
But the problem with that is
What?
I would be with you on that
But
because it could be a good natural mask. However, so much DNA to leave behind.
oh, you're
just
right.
just one stray hair and that's it, and you're done. You're caught.
Oh my God, yeah. When did it first start growing up there? Like, when did you realize, oh shit?
Pretty much the time that it first started. I remember being 13 and I remember my dad being like, hey, it's time for you to start shaving. Because I had like weird like mutton chops that like grew out, but it was real wiry and real wispy.
Weeds. Oh my God.
And I remember having like, I could see like peach fuzz starting to grow in everywhere.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh. So I left the peach fuzz up here for a very long time. And then it wasn't until I was in the military when they were like, what's wrong with your cheeks? You have to shave because they were very strict on shaving. So like they would,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So then that's when I started shaving that. And so now, yeah, I worry. I feel like, what was it? Like the more you fight it, the more it grows back or whatever. It's like the Hydra
Oh my
or whatever,
God, yeah.
the Greek
That's
Greek
why,
beast.
like, okay, so that's me, but like with shaving my thighs. Excuse my repetitive coughing. I swear to everyone watching, like, I have asthma, and this happens every time the weather gets warm. I just start coughing, and then I can't stop. And
It's
then
probably, well,
I need to renew my inhaler prescription.
do you have allergies?
I have so many allergies.
It could be that.
To the point where I'm a candidate for allergy testing. I am literally a candidate for allergy testing. Like, the allergist was just like, holy fucking shit. Well, he didn't say that.
That would be crazy if he
Dr.
did.
Goodman did not say holy fucking shit. He was just like,
that
wow.
is the name of a man that would say that. Like, that's just
Dr.
what you call
Goodman?
Dr. Goodman.
He's a good man. I freaking love Dr. Goodman. If you're looking for an allergist, go to Dr. Goodman. He's really good. And his brother was my rabbi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lovely guy. They're the Goodman brothers, the freaking best. They are the stars of St. Louis, as we were saying.
The stars of St. Louis.
Yeah, so as I was saying, shaving my thighs. The thing is, there's like this internal debate. Because, like, do I let it grow and just be like kind of soft? Or do I shave it but risk it coming back like bristly? Or maybe I just don't give a fuck because maybe I like my hairy thighs.
I mean, it's one of the three, I would think.
You know, it's got to be one of the three.
Just do you.
Is there like a weird fourth option? Can I braid it?
Well, there is a fourth option, and it's mandatory shaving, where someone is forcing you.
Ew.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't want that.
Yeah, no, I'd kick
But I
their
would
ass.
definitely go with one of the first three. That
Well,
would be.
I feel like weird that I brought that up. But you know, it's my Ritalin has run out by now. It's
Well,
that time of the day.
Yeah.
You
know
know?
what? We've all reached that point. That's why I got a coffee.
We all
Just to sometimes I feel like caffeine kind of lowers me down a little bit. Stops me from
yeah.
But oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. The lights are on a sensor.
Oh my gosh, I love
And
it.
there's one over here, but it's covered up by my lovely tapestries.
Yes,
My beautiful
the scenery.
photorealistic.
I feel like I'm in like
Oh,
Asheville.
I need to shout out someone. Shout out Beth on Instagram. She messaged me and offered to come and steam the tarps for me because she's like, the wrinkles are so distracting. So I need to, it's on my list of to-do things, Beth. Thank you for watching.
Thank you,
I
Beth.
appreciate the positive feedback. And I will get on it. So yeah, shout out Beth.
I get it, Beth. I mean, I'm an experienced steamer too. I used to work in retail
I need one. I'm just
until I got fired.
My biggest fear with steaming them is that I have soundproofing behind them. And I don't want them to get all wet because it's just foam and then moldy and then
yeah.
yeah. See, I mean, yes, I could obviously take them down. Yeah. That's just a whole nother step.
That's work.
Yeah,
and work is gross.
Yeah, that's why I'm in podcasting. That's why we tell sillies for a living.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with telling a couple sillies every now and then.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about my favorite stuff.
I'm so excited. Okay, I actually feel like I came up with a pretty good list of things.
Oh my God.
That might spark conversation. So, like I was saying, the only you don't have to pick anything on the screen. It's just there to spark inspiration.
Sure.
All right.
Appreciate it.
So, you said your guilty pleasure is to stay at home, watch Netflix, and eat cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Best store-bought cookie.
Well, I see the options on here. You've got the Never Oreos.
Thank you so much.
Oreos are shit.
I can't stand them.
What?
Yes, I can't. It's like two. I told somebody once that they were like two pieces of charcoal with dental paste holding them together. I can't stand it.
It feels like gravel. Now, if I'm in like a really bad spot and someone like offers me Oreos, I will eat all the fucking Oreos.
If you're down bad,
if I'm down bad, if you see me like eating a full pack of Oreos,
just know you're in a rough place.
I need.
Okay, so is that that's the bottom? Now, how do you feel about Oreo like ice cream and Oreo like
it's
the
fine.
chunks of the cookie? Yeah.
Like I'll eat it because I just like ice cream. Like if I get offered it and it's free, like fuck yeah. But that's not the ice cream I'm gonna pick. I think it's kind of bland.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I like a good cookies and cream Hershey
do?
bar. I do like that.
Oh, that's a controversial choice.
It is. It's controversial. It is subject. I mean, I know there are technically Oreo pieces in it, but the chocolate or whatever the cream of it, it's just worth it to me. I enjoy it.
Interesting.
But I hate Oreos. I will never. If you were to leave a box of Oreos or a little whatever they come in of Oreos and me alone in a room for like 3 days, I would come out very hungry and not have touched the Oreos. Just can't.
Dang, that bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
More intense than me. Now, I have complicated emotions about those soft cookies with like the colorful icing. The ones that I see
right
what are those
there.
called?
I have no idea.
You can get them, from like a grocery store and like,
they have the sprinkles on top, or
I feel
sometimes
like all the guys from like Wildwood love those.
Okay.
Based on my dating history. That's why I have complicated emotions towards them because I don't know, some of my exes really, really liked those cookies. I want to like the cookies, but also they liked them to the point, a bunch of them liked it to the point where it was a personality trait. And like those guys pissed me off. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
But also, I do really like those cookies. I think I just had you go.
No. Yeah. I was just going to say that like I've had them. I've had them before and they're okay. But the people that make it a personality trait, like you were saying,
do you know people like that?
Blows my mind. Yeah, I know several people that are like, I don't know what these cookies are called, but they're the best cookies.
What?
Like, blah, blah.
Okay,
and it's
I thought it was just me.
I feel like there's like unresolved childhood trauma. That seems like the kind of cookies you bring home after dad exploded at the dinner table. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of cookie that mom brings you when she's like, hey, how do you feel about 2 Christmases? And then hands you a box of these sugar discs.
That's so true.
Is that I hope that's not. There's gonna be a lot of people upset about that, but I do feel like
okay. Listen, I'm gonna admit. Oh, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you finish your.
That
sentence.
was it. I was complete thought.
No, you said you felt like something. I feel bad for interrupting you. I want to hear.
I don't know. I just feel like maybe a lot of people are gonna get angry with me for saying that. And,
okay.
But it's okay. You know what? I stand by it. It's not your fault. Okay, that your parents got divorced and you had to eat Walmart cookies. I don't know what those are called.
I wish you can get them from like nice places.
I know you can get them from anywhere. Yeah.
I will say, like, I have also dated dudes who liked them who were perfectly nice.
Okay.
but they didn't make it a personality trait. They just liked them.
Okay.
I'm wondering, do they have unresolved trauma, or do I? Or do we all?
What does it say about you that you attract the kind of man that likes those cookies? Does that, I mean, no, I didn't mean to spark a new,
I'm kidding. I'm
phobia.
kidding.
I was like, oh no, I was just
joking.
what ifing.
I am joking. I wish I was like lying on that long couch so it felt like a therapy session. Like, what does it mean?
I'm over here with a notepad, just
I
drawing
would move
pictures
right
of
now.
cookies.
I don't want to ruin the equipment. Yes, exactly.
I'm just drawing chocolate chips.
Yes, I
That's
see. Very interesting.
Yeah. So this is like, is Rebecca a cookie? Like that question mark.
Just like if Cookie Monster was a therapist. No, but okay. So of the ones you have on there,
Okay.
I really love the Tate's Bake Shop one.
Really? Okay.
But my favorite cookies, and I feel like they're never available at the goddamn grocery. You know that company Milano that makes
Yes.
okay, so not the Milanos. I like the Milanos.
Uh-huh.
The Brussels.
Brussels. I'm not
Have
sure
you
if
tried Brussels?
I'm not familiar with I don't think so. Unless are they the like cylindrical
They're
ones?
the circular crispy ones.
Circular crispy ones.
You got to try them.
Okay.
I think I just changed your life. I
Maybe.
think you're going to have to try them. They're hard to find, but if you find, they're fucking amazing. I can eat a whole box. They're so good. Well, I can eat a whole box of a lot of cookies.
Yeah.
But like I love Brussels. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to check those out. I do like the Milanos. I was on board with that.
Oh, yes.
I like that whole company. Like the paper bag, that it comes in, it's rolled up. Is that Pepperidge Farm?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
It
Well,
feels
they know
so
what they're doing.
Fancy. I
It
feel like
does.
I'm in France.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, it's not binge eating when it's fancy.
If it's luxury.
Yes.
It's enjoying the finer things
It's
in life.
Pepperidge Farm, treat yourself. That's their new slogan. That's the new slogan.
Hell yeah.
I had to put up two different Chips Ahoy on there because I
my
feel like they're
God.
so. And by the way,
Chewy and chunky.
yeah,
Okay.
neither one. No, an original does not deserve a place in this list because I don't think anyone's ever been excited about original Chips Ahoy cookies. Oh no! This is just taking a turn. This is right.
No wonder I attract these terrible
These
guys.
terrible sugarless cookies. These trauma cookies.
Oh, these trauma. Okay, so let me explain, because actually, the Chips Ahoy thing does relate to my childhood.
Oh no!
No, in a good way. It's in a good way.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid, I lived in New Orleans until I was 5, and my dad used to love to take me to basketball games to see the Hornets. And I really didn't give a shit about basketball. I don't think my dad really cared about basketball either. But we really enjoyed going because as a kid, when I was little, I really liked to see the cheerleaders and like think I want to be a cheerleader when I grow up. And also, my dad would always bring the greatest snacks. He would bring a little Ziploc baggie filled with blueberries and a bunch of Chips Ahoy cookies, the classic kind. Just the fucking greatest at our little basketball game outings. And that was like a lovely childhood memory for me. My dad's a wonderful dude.
That does sound like good dad. That
He's a great
good.
dad.
That's good dad.
Russell is the best.
Russell, shout out Russell.
Shout out Russell.
Um,
Oh, I'll have to show him this.
I like the
Maybe
blueberry. I
like-
like the baggie of blueberries and chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're gonna snack, but it's gonna be at least semi-healthy.
Yeah.
You know, and like
Get
we're
your
gonna get
antioxidants.
yeah. Also, blueberry and chocolate, underrated combination.
Yeah, that's true. Now, out of the chewy Chips Ahoy and the chunky,
Yes.
I would pick chunky because chewy just feels stale.
Yes.
Now, again, if I'm in a situation where I'm not doing well or I'm hungry or whatever, basically, if the Chips Ahoy are offered to me, I'm eating the Chips Ahoy.
Yes.
A cookie is a cookie.
Right. You know,
As long as I'm
any
not-
port in the storm, I believe, is the phrase.
Yeah.
You know?
If I'm not allergic, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have? You already said you have a lot of allergies.
I have a lot of allergies. I'm also allergic to hazelnut and severely allergic to mango.
Really?
Only if I eat it. Only if I eat it. But if I eat it, it will try to kill me.
What about like mango flavored things? Like, because there's also a lot of times now it seems like there's mango mixed in with stuff, like kiwi mango or
Yeah.
banana mango.
The thing is, I don't even, whether it's artificial or not, I just
Yeah.
don't risk it because I don't want to die.
Right.
So it's like not even worth it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I've never, but yeah, I don't have anything with mango flavor. I can't really have any of it. Yeah.
So the closest thing that reminds me of is that
Okay.
I have like a lot of like esophageal, like I had a lot of acid reflux, which led
I
to
have acid reflux.
yeah, GERD. You on the team?
I have the kind that affects upper respiratory.
Yes.
So
okay.
I don't throw up, but
No.
it's like what causes my like asthma type stuff. I call it hot girl acid reflux
Oh, nice.
because we're hot girls, you know. It's
yes.
no shame.
Finally.
No shame to anyone who has the other kind. I mean, like, it's fine. But like, why am I trying to cover myself in the acid reflux
okay.
community? I'm trying to cover my ass.
Well, they come after you. All right. Like they will. I've dealt with the AR SP acid reflux self preservation. I don't know. I'm terrible with acronyms because I'm also dyslexic. So I was like, okay,
no,
wait. All
and
right.
I have ADHD.
Yeah, I had to throw out letters and then try to
Okay.
make them fit.
Well, I want to let you continue. I feel terrible for cutting you
no,
off.
that is the 90%. That is 90% of this podcast.
But I want to hear the story about your acid reflux.
I was just saying that like I love spicy food. I love spicy food.
No.
And so I've had to learn over the years that it's just not worth it. Kind of like you trying out mango. It's like it doesn't matter if you know it's not worth the risk is not worth the reward or whatever.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Because I love spicy things.
You
I used
do.
to I used to love to do the like wing challenges or trying peppers or hot sauces or like I loved it all. And then right around the time I turned 30, my buddy was like, "Whoa."
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're done with this. And so I've just had to learn. I am with you though, Chunky Chips Ahoy, infinitely better than Chewy.
But I go for original.
Man, well, you know, we all have our things, but no, Chunky is my all-time favorite.
Oh, really? That's your favorite?
That's my absolute favorite. I liked the big chunks of chocolate. That's what I was going for. Because when I get a chocolate chip, I want like it to feel like a chocolate chip. And sometimes the original, I didn't feel like the chips were big enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And with Chewy, I don't trust it.
You got a chip on your shoulder.
Hey, what are we doing?
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, before we get too far into this,
Okay.
You want to plug your social media and any dates you've got coming up?
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram at Reb_Jaffe, REB. That's REB _JAFFE on Instagram. And then you can find me on TikTok at Rebecca Jaffe. And you can find my dates mostly, you know, on my Instagram and on my TikTok. I post them like all the time. I'm obnoxious about it. I will throw it in your face. So that's where you can find me.
Good. I always forget to ask people, so I'm trying to remember about being better. And
that's very nice.
when I do the intro, I will also plug your Instagram, and I'll have it pop up on screen.
Oh, yeah, and also stream my music on Spotify. I have a song called Ode to Tube Man on there. It's a fun little goofy thing, and yeah.
Check out Ode to Tube Man.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Okay, best Netflix dating show.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, Love on the Spectrum, Sexy Beast, which I just found out about today, Love is Blind, and Too Hot to Handle.
Love is Blind.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, here's where I have to disagree with you because it is Love on the Spectrum.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh my goodness. It is the greatest show. The first time I turned it on, I was like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I support them exploiting people like this. And then within 30 seconds, I was like, I love every single one of them. and I will die to help them find romance.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is such a great show. The Australian version. You have to watch the Australian version.
That's what I've heard.
They've
The
made
Australian-
they made a US version. It's not great.
My sister loves the U.S. version.
Well, I think she's lying to herself. Or she hasn't seen the Australian version.
She hasn't seen the Australian version. Maybe we'll watch it together.
I love it. I love it. The there's a guy who always wears suits no matter where he goes.
Icon.
Exactly. And he's from so I have nieces and nephews that live in Australia.
Yeah.
And I have never mind. I'm not going to complete that. That's it.
Okay.
Sometimes what I was telling you is like it just feels like a conversation, and then you're like, wait, I don't know if this information should be going out to the world.
No worries.
Yeah, but okay. Love on the Spectrum is my vote. What is it? What about Love Is Blind? Do you enjoy? Is it that? So there's blind. Is it blind people? Is that no?
No. I mean, I'm sure they're wonderful blind people. What the fuck am I saying? I really like Love Is Blind just because, I don't know, like it's set up where it shouldn't work out. Like it's definitely not going to work out, but it's kind of fun because I'm really kind of obsessed with attachment styles. And on Love Is Blind, you get to really observe the avoidant and anxious attachment styles at work in relationships, and I kind of almost feel like I learn a little bit.
Okay.
That's such a dorky and boring answer, but I'm obsessed with attachment styles. I'm obsessed with them, and to like see them at work, it's pretty fucking cool. I don't know, and just to see the chaos go down from a distance, I don't know. I feel like it's interesting. I also like seeing shows where it's like it's not just dating. They are pursuing a relationship.
Huh.
I find that more interesting.
I've never even heard the phrase attraction styles.
Oh, attachment
styles?
Oh,
attachments?
Oh my gosh, can I explain them?
Yes.
I'm such a dork about this stuff. So, it's a thing in psychology, but it's like really trending right now a bit, or at least for me, maybe not for you. There are it's basically
my trends are all like people falling off skateboards and like barbecue ribs and like, yeah.
My For You page on Instagram is just like dogs and like posts about, is your mental health okay? Here's what to do if you're depressed. So attachment styles are basically like how you relate to people, how you go about your relationships, how you basically attach to people. So there's the anxious attachment style, which is like people you might describe as like clingy, like people who want reassurance that their partner still loves them, who when they're upset they want to talk it through and like talk about it with their partner and seek out people to help them. And then I've taken the quiz. I'm a mix of I'm an anxious attachment style. I'm an anxious attachment style for sure, depending on the situation. But avoidant is the opposite. It's people who like retreat when they're upset, like they just want to be alone and they don't like talking about their feelings. They're not super open, and you know they are very independent. And yeah, they don't need a lot of reassurance, but they also have trouble expressing their emotions. So that's one of the downsides. And then there's secure, which is just, I'm fucking perfect. Which is just like, I feel confident that the people in my life love me, and if they don't, I'm okay with that. And you're comfortable expressing your emotions.
There are people that just walk around like that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And they're just like, wow, they're just like, you know, like if they're upset, they just say, okay, I'm going to communicate this healthily.
You know, when I started this podcast, I never thought I'd learn things about myself while doing it.
Which
like,
one?
I'm constantly like, am I okay? Or is it good?
Yeah.
Am I doing okay? Are you happy? Are we happy? Or is everything happy?
Yeah. I totally
Constantly.
get it. That's me.
Yeah.
And then there's insecure attachment style, which is a mix of avoidant and anxious. You go back and forth.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It sounds terrible. Yeah.
So what? That came from Love Is Blind?
I've learned. I feel like I see those attachment styles at work, but yeah, it's cool. I love that we're both the anxious attachment styles. I love
I
talking
didn't know
about
there
this
was a
shit.
name. I didn't know there was a name for it. I thought that was just life.
I
thought
love it. There really shouldn't be a name. But it is life, and like I try to talk to everyone about it, but they can't. They'll get bored. But I'm on a podcast, so now
You'd be surprised the
you
number
kind of
of
have
times
to sit and listen.
I've heard people be like, I can't believe this is what we're talking about. And it's like, wherever
I
the
know.
conversation goes.
But like, I just love it so much.
Yeah.
And I just like seeing like how relationships go. I'm a dork about that. I really love learning about relationships. Like if I wasn't pursuing comedy, I feel like I would pursue being like a therapist or something, just because that stuff like fascinates me. I recently started watching Too Hot to Handle.
Okay. I'm assuming that's just like the regular trashy, every perfect human, but then you find out they're all like bad people.
Do you know what it's about?
No, I just googled Netflix dating shows.
Oh,
and
my gosh!
But I made sure to put Love Is Blind and Love in the Spectrum in there. Sexy Beast.
What is that?
Apparently, it's where people get dressed up as like they do intense makeup to turn themselves into like animals or fish or lizards or whatever, and then go on dates, and then at the end they reveal what they actually look like. But it's like Hollywood level professional makeup. It's not just like a mask. It's pretty crazy.
I feel like that's for like the rejects of the other shows.
I know, yeah. I was like, this is like, how badly do you want to be on Netflix? Somebody's like, really bad.
Yeah.
Would you let us make you look like an eagle?
Yes.
Would you go on a date with a girl who looks like a fish?
I would.
Okay. Well, then I think we've got a show for you, Rebecca. Hold that thought.
Okay.
What animal would you go disguised as?
I really like alpacas. I know that would be kind of difficult to dress as, but I want them to cover me in like wool.
Yeah. I can.
Fluffy.
You know what's weird is like I can imagine it. The only thing that would be tough is the neck, right? The neck.
Yeah. Maybe I'm a sheep instead.
No.
No, I can't take it back.
You can be an alpaca. Be an alpaca. If you want an alpaca, believe in yourself. Know your worth, okay?
Fuck yeah.
You get up, you leave this podcast, and you're like, I'm an alpaca.
Whatever. You know, alpacas, they hum. So that's like, I was trying to make an alpaca sound just now, but it would be like.
See, I was just thinking about, like, I can't imagine what they would sound like. I'm picturing what I would think a camel would kind of sound like, which is just kind of like a low, bellowy grunt.
Yeah.
You know.
We do have to go briefly back to Too Hot to Handle.
Okay, yeah, no, Too Hot to. Sorry, we totally went down.
I know, it's okay. And like, you can feel free to cut this if you feel like it's not appropriate, but I want to at least explain it.
Okay.
They put a bunch of people on an island, and they think that they're going on one of those like raunchy shows to just basically, be intimate with one another. And then they find out there's a rule, one rule on the island, that they can't do that. And there's $100,000 prize at the end, but the prize the prize money gets decreased each time someone breaks the rule. If they kiss, if they like do anything spicy, it gets decreased. And then they'll reveal at the end of the night, like, who caused the money to be decreased.
Okay, that's a better plot than I was expecting. I thought it was just literally like, hey, we found 16 hot people, and we're going to watch what they do.
No, but literally they can't do anything.
That's kind of a...
And they go crazy about it.
That's pretty funny.
It's literally so easy. You just stay on the island and don't do anything. Yeah. And you get $100,000.
Yeah. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to send Teal Pierce to the island because he is asexual and he's our ringer. We'll bet all our money on him. He would be so annoyed every time they decrease the pot, though. Every time two other contestants he'd be like, guys, what are we doing? Like, stop it.
Oh my God.
I would love that.
That's such a great imitation of Teal. That's great.
Teal and I are, I love Teal to
I love
death.
Teal.
So
Teal's
I
incredible.
feel like he would be comfortable with me doing
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
I would
I
hope.
adore Teal. Teal's incredible.
After I did it, after I said it, I was like, oh yeah, this is recorded and this does go
We
out.
could get rid of that part.
No,
Can
it's
we?
okay.
I don't know.
I still think that he would be a perfect
I
contestant on that game.
No, he's incredible. He's just one of my favorite comedians ever. He's a star, truly. And when I first saw him, I was like, holy fucking shit.
He's so funny.
A star.
When there was one night where we were at an open mic and someone on stage was like, it's so hard to be a stand-up comedian and get strict with like a diet and workout program. And he was like, speak for yourself, like that. And it's just the way, they said it's so hard to have like, to keep rock hard abs and be a comedian or whatever. And he said, speak for yourself. I laughed so hard. He was on here not too long ago, just a couple weeks ago. Yeah. You said you were a musical theater major.
I was.
Okay. Best musical play.
Out of all of these,
It can be anything. These are just to spark.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, but you
Good,
can
because honestly, I don't like any of them.
Okay.
My favorite musical is a musical called Hadestown. It is
Hadestown.
so fucking good. It is about like the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. Mm-hmm. And it's just so beautiful. It started out as a concept album, like a folk-ish concept album, but then turned into a musical over time. Ugh, I geek out over it. I actually don't love like watching musicals, but Hadestown, amazing. Love it. Holy shit.
Well, I definitely know that story 100%, but if there's anybody who didn't know about Orpheus and Eurydice.
Okay, so when I was younger, I was a total like Greek myth nerd.
Uh-huh.
And so this is about basically Orpheus and Eurydice, they fall in love, and then Eurydice dies, and she goes to the underworld. So Orpheus goes on a journey to the underworld to try and get her back. And Hades basically makes a deal with them. I feel like I'm about to sneeze at any moment. Hades makes a deal with him. You can bring Eurydice back, but she will follow behind you, and you cannot look back at her. You must look forward at all times, so you can't see what's happening to her. You keep walking forward. You can't look back at her, and if you look back, she'll be brought to hell. So they're walking, and I guess he hears out like a cry from Eurydice, and he looks back, and she's brought back down to the underworld forever.
Ooh.
I know. The music is so gorgeous, and the passion, it makes me cry. God, I was crying when I watched it.
I'm surprised you chose that over Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
What the fuck? I've never seen that.
This was the only musical that was allowed in our house.
Wait, what?
Let me play. Okay, that's they didn't have a rule like no musicals, but but they did. This was the only one I remember ever watching, and my mom, like, we would go to Blockbuster, and everybody would take turns renting movies for family movie night. My mom had this Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Now, if you like colorful shirts, if you like a musical number that involves a barn raising,
fuck yeah, I do.
And you like human trafficking, this movie is for you.
What?
Okay? You know how often those three things go in together. So the whole point of this movie is the two people on this poster right here, that is the dad and the mom, right? They have 7 sons, and they live in some mountainous cabin way out in the wilderness. There is a town a couple miles away down an old mountain pass. One day, they come into town with their 7 sons, and they grab 7 women and then head back up the mountain pass. And the sheriff of the town legitimately goes, well, it's winter. What are we going to do? We'll get them in spring. And they're just like, okay. And then, of course, the brothers and all the women fall in love and then get married, and it's beautiful and magical. However, it's just, I remember going back and watching that as a young adult and being like, wait a minute. So they just took these girls and everybody's like, well, it's winter. What are you going to do? Oh, and I
What?
forgot one of the best. Well, I don't know about the best, but one of the big musical numbers is called "Bless Your Beautiful Hide." That was a great gasp, just right at that moment.
What?
Right, right. So, yeah, I like how you punctuated "hide" with a gulp. Like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, it's obviously a terrible movie.
All-time musical theater is so freaking weird.
It is weird.
It is so weird.
But if you like colorful shirts and you like dancing and barn raising and you can look past a little bit of,
Wait, what is barn raising?
where they literally build a barn in like a matter of an hour by
Okay, cool.
like 100 people work together and it just comes, it comes out like the Amish do it very well. This movie is not about Amish people. It is just about people in the wilderness. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I feel like I just traumatized you with this.
No, you didn't. I have a resting, concerned face.
Well, I think it's from the early 60s,
Okay.
I want to say. And it's worth checking out, at least to just be like, what is that? It is fun. Okay. If you could steal a trait from an animal, which one would be the best one?
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get deep here today, Rebecca. I don't know if you were ready to. I also have the next slide is just a Rorschach test, so good luck.
What?
Just that ink blot test.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
always
just
wanted
kidding.
to take one of those.
I did
though.
too, yeah.
I've never taken one, but
Yeah.
I've had a lot of tests.
Why do they all
Not
look
that
like
one.
my dead grandmother? That's the crazy thing.
Okay, so I feel like this is kind of deep. I want the confidence of a cat.
Confidence of a cat. Okay.
I want people to walk in the room and I'm like, "Oh, you're here?
Yeah.
This place is for me. What the fuck?"
You want to have, okay, do you want like the like, I need you to pet me, I need you to scratch me. Okay, that's too much. Do you want like that level of confidence of like, hey, you got 3, what else do you want? Like.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I know it would be a pain in the ass for everyone else involved, but I would be in such blissful ignorance.
I was thinking of like a physical trait, but I actually like that better. I
That's-
like that.
okay.
No, I like that better. I like the personality trait. Yeah.
Can you explain what these are?
Well, one of
screen?
them's a monkey tail, a wing of like an owl.
Oh.
Yeah, a nose, so like like a dog's nose, scent a smell, or like cat's eyes, they can see in the dark.
Ooh, you know what? I would love to move really fast like a cheetah.
Yeah, just to be like fluid and like in
And like,
line.
because I just like spend too much on train tickets, and I
Okay.
would like to just.
From St. Louis to Chicago.
Yeah.
And it still takes like 4 hours, but still, yeah.
But,
You could
like-
run as fast as a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I do like trains. I really like trains.
I like that. It was hard for me to find a picture of this, so it's not up there. But
what would you pick?
I recently learned that a bird's respiratory system, the way they process oxygen, is so efficient that they are able to fly long distances
Oh shit.
because they can inhale and exhale at the same time. Like we inhale, take it in, our lungs expand, turn it into carbon,
Yeah.
dioxide, whatever, and then you exhale and then it comes out. But we can't. We have to wait to take in fresh oxygen.
Yes.
Theirs is like a
Yeah.
track where they can inhale and exhale at the exact same time.
I like how you use the beginning of this to explain how human breathing works.
I did. I
And-
did. Well, just in case you weren't familiar, I don't know if you've have a lot of experience with breathing,
Wow.
but
Honestly, no. You know what's interesting? I have tried to inhale and exhale at the same time.
we all have.
Okay, you have too.
We all have.
Okay.
As soon as I read that, I immediately was like that. Like tried to. It's you can't do it, and it's one of the. But I just feel like, imagine if you could do that.
Oh my gosh.
Running would be so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
All activities would just be I just feel like so
Yeah.
much easier. I don't know. A bird wings would also be kind of cool.
That would be
Especially
freaking
in
cool.
owls. I don't know if you've ever seen, but they make zero noise when they fly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I watched a video just today of they had like 12 microphones set up along the bottom of the screen, and an owl flew over them, and it was just silent. And then they filmed like a dove and an eagle, and like you could hear the flapping and stuff. So, yeah. Okay. What's the best way to tell if someone is a bad person? Is there an activity or something that you've seen before where you're like,
The
I don't
cookies.
want to get to know that person? The cookies, if they choose the wrong cookie. If they choose Chewy Chips Ahoy, you leave them be.
Okay, so let me think for a minute, because like I know there's something in the back of my head. I'm just gonna ramble on and on until I think of it. Oh, you know what? Okay, you ever seen any Monty Python films?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have a favorite?
Ooh,
And this is a test.
okay. Well, Life of Brian is pretty great. I would go. I think I have to go with Holy Grail.
You passed.
Okay.
You passed.
Okay. I've never been under so much pressure. Cold sweat just ran down.
What am I gonna do? What am
I
I
don't
gonna
know.
do?
I
if
don't know.
you-
But you were in like boss pose, and you were just like, "What is your favorite?" And I'm like, "Oh." And now I had to like sit there and run through every scene and like double check. Like, it still holds up. It's still pretty funny.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not necessarily about any of the content that's in the movies. You can just tell what type of person somebody's going to be by which movie is their favorite. If someone says Holy Grail, they're willing to admit that the best is the best, even if it's the most popular. They're not going to pick a choice, an option just to be cool. They're going to pick the one that is the best.
Yes.
Which is Holy Grail. Like, yeah, it's not the most like, oh, obscure. Oh, it's the most mainstream. It's the best one. And you should pick it if you recognize that good is good. And
I couldn't agree more. This is the central philosophy for this entire podcast, is what you just said.
Anyone who says meaning of life, you get the fuck away from them.
They're not to be trusted.
I don't mind Meaning of Life. It's a good movie. It's a fine movie. But anyone who picks that as their favorite, that's fucking It's just, I feel like people who do that are like very like, oh, holier than thou. Oh, I picked Meaning of Life because I've been through the archives. They just were trying to seem like hipsters. And it's like, just stop. Don't try to be cool by saying Meaning of Life is your favorite, because you know it's not.
Yes.
Life of Brian is like somewhere in the middle. Like it could go either way.
I that's why I was like, I really enjoyed it. And then I had to hold it up to the Holy Grail. And it's the Holy Grail, it's the...
Yeah. But if someone says Meaning of Life, I can't fully trust.
That's true.
them. Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you...
So that's how you judge if someone's a bad
how do
person,
you?
is the Monty Python.
How do you?
I was going to say, like, if they double park or don't return their shopping cart or littering.
Oh, littering's bad.
Well, I saw a drunk lady, I saw a drunk lady the other day who looked like she was more than likely pregnant. And I was like, that's a pretty bad sign. That's not you're not doing great as a human at that point.
No.
But, I mean, I would definitely say double parking or not returning your shopping cart. Like when you take it out to your car, you load the bags in your car, and then you just send it sailing out into the world. It's like, that drives me absolutely insane. Like, take it back to the cart corral.
People do that a lot in New Orleans, but they don't even set sail. They just kind of like leave it wherever.
Yeah.
Because in New Orleans, parking lots are just so flat. But here, there's so many hills. I feel like you can't.
Well, they also do that here. They also leave them.
Are you kidding?
No, they leave them here.
What the fuck?
I know, but I was like, why not take it back? Why not put
Take
or
it back.
or put it in the little cart corral? You're never more than like 6 spots away from one,
Yeah,
just do it.
it.
That's you accepted that responsibility when you pull the cart out.
If you don't want to take on the responsibilities of a cart, you shouldn't have taken the cart.
Exactly. You signed on to it. Much like with a child. Like, hey, you agreed. You left the hospital with this thing.
Yeah, once you leave the hospital with it,
you can't just abandon it.
You can't just be
you
like,
have to take it to the proper...
I'm going to throw this wherever in the parking lot.
Yes. Remember, kids, take your babies to the proper receptacles, you know?
I mean, like, yeah, exactly.
The cart corral of a Walmart.
Yeah.
Or a fire station.
I realized
wherever.
as I was starting to talk about, like, the cart stuff, I was like, do I sound like I'm pro-life right now? Oh, my God, no. No, I am women's rights. Yay. My body, my choice. But your cart, not your choice.
Yeah, your cart is definitely...
Not your choice. Well, it's not your cart.
Exactly.
It's not your cart. It's not your property. Mm-hmm. If you want to put your cart wherever you want, you should get your own cart and have it on your property, and you can push it wherever you want in your own driveway.
Now, I don't say anything whenever I see like a homeless person like out in town with a cart. That's theirs. I'm not gonna like get mad and be like, you should take that back. Like, nope, that's not my That's not my problem anymore. I don't work for these companies. I don't, I'm not. No judgment there. However, if I do see a homeless person out there and they have a Target cart, I feel really proud of them. I'm like, that's
good for you.
That's the top of the line.
Good for you.
We all know that Target carts are the best.
They're the best. They're solid. They're there for you.
They're there for you. The design is impeccable. All the wheels, I would say majority of the time you get a Target cart, the wheels are going to work.
Yeah.
Aldi, Walmart, real crapshoot. You're going to have a couple wonky wheels. You know what I mean? But Target
is here for you. Target's consistent. Target could be on Love is Blind.
I think that's my attachment.
Target.
Target, yeah. What's the best way to describe how you think?
I don't. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Never.
I think a lot.
Shoot from the hip.
I feel like it's like a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I have so many thoughts at once. And I feel like sometimes they're floating up, floating down, floating all around. And I just kind of, I feel like I just think in a kind of weird way. I have an auditory processing disorder. So I like... when I hear people, sometimes they sound like the adults from Charlie Brown, like particularly if I'm stressed. So, like, it makes your social skills a little weird. Mm-hmm. So, like, I feel like I've gotten to the point where I don't give a shit. I'm just going to say whatever and then get really, really anxious about it for 2 years afterwards.
That's... Is there any other way?
Is there any other way? Apparently there is.
Apparently there's healthy people out there.
Well, but also I've met people who like think about what they're going to say and think, maybe it's not the right time to say it, and then they don't. I didn't realize that was like an option. I'm still not going to take that option.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I think in a really like chaotic, fun way. I say really random stuff. I like it that way. I feel like I used to hate that about myself, but then I was like, you know what? It's not bad.
I've had, I don't know if you've ever had this, but I've had several people who are like close to me, like explain to me like, you're a lot to handle.
What?
And you're like, oh, okay. And that put a damper on things for a while.
Gotten that before.
That I was like, maybe I should not be myself. And then I started doing comedy, and the more I'm myself, the more people seem to laugh. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's just what I'm supposed to be doing then.
That's what comedy did for me, too. I feel like I'm often I feel more like I'm in the right place when I'm on stage than when I'm off. I feel more like I fit in when I'm up there having a conversation with a group of people. But no, you're not too much, bestie.
I don't know. We've only spent an hour together. I think once that time starts to grow, you'd be like,
no.
Oh yeah, I see it.
You'll always seem like you'll never seem like too much in comparison to me. I make everyone look great.
I don't know about that.
What the fuck was that?
I do that too. There's so many times where I'll be watching this podcast and I'm like, oh, what was that? Why did I make that face? Or, oh, why did I make that noise?
Oh, I just saw the next thing you asked.
Oh, yeah. What's the best pet?
What's the best pet? Dogs.
Really?
Dogs. I love dogs so much. Oh, my God.
What kind of dogs? Does it matter, or is it just all dogs?
All dogs. All dogs. I love all the dogs. The hairless ones. I've met a hairless dog once, and her name was Jasmine, and she was so sweet. I met her in a park when her owner was putting sunblock on her. She was so pink.
That's so funny. That's so funny that you know this dog. Like,
I met her.
Good girl, going through a bit of a rough time, but yeah.
Well, it wasn't even a rough time. Yeah, but yeah, she seemed to be doing quite well. I took that way too literally. But I think I met her when I was around like maybe 10 or 11.
And you just call back to that. Okay,
I can call back
awesome.
to many dogs that I've met throughout my life. I can't remember like when people's birthdays are, but I can definitely remember like the dogs that I've met. Recently, I met a French bulldog named Meatball.
Okay.
Changed my life. When I say recently, this was several months ago. I've been talking about him since. I want to find him again. I'm not going to like go to weird efforts
Meatball,
to do that,
if you're out there, if you're listening, we know you are. Yeah. Meatball is actually one of my avid fans.
My God. Really?
Yeah. We've been in touch. He said hello, just so you know.
No fucking
or
way.
she. But you know Meatball. He's just...
Yeah, he's just...
Man.
Oh, my God. Yeah. But, yeah, I've literally gone to dog parks without a dog. And they just were cool with it. I will say, I think that's one of the...
You can't do that at playgrounds. I found that out. Yeah, you have to have a kid. You should, especially when you look like me. All right, I'm sorry.
That's so funny. I was literally about to say that. I think there aren't a ton of perks to, like, being a woman, but one of them is that you can go into a dog park without a dog.
Yeah. Well, you have a very trustworthy face.
Well, thank you.
I am,
I have
however...
a lot of cheek. It like
you have a lot of cheek,
so it makes me seem more trustworthy. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. I am a ogre of a human. So a lot of times, I give off a menacing, and I have like permanent tired. You know, like the kind of tired, the kind of tired sleep doesn't fix. You know, so a lot of times people are like, I walk up and people are like, you know, they don't trust me with their loved ones or prized possessions very often. God. You know, but it's okay.
But no, I love dogs. My family has a dog. My parents, they have a dog named Emmy Lou. I am obsessed with her. She has very weirdly human eyes.
Weirdly human eyes.
Yeah. Could I show you a picture?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. What nationality is Emmy?
She is an Aussie Doodle.
Aussie Doodle.
It's not part Australian Shepherd. It's a type of doodle that was made in Australia. My mom has really severe allergies to a lot of dogs, and this is the only type of dog that she's not allergic to. Here she is.
Oh.
Here, I don't know if the camera can see. Can I like? I don't know. Maybe.
They might be able to. You could send it to me, and I can pop it up.
I'm gonna send it to you, and you better pop it up there.
I will. At minute 56. No, 57. All right.
Okay.
Picture of Emmy. All right. Now I feel like I have to.
Yeah. Show me. Do you have a dog?
Yes.
Let me see.
I have a dog. Is it unfair if it's a dog with children as well, or does it have to be just dog?
What? It's fine if it's dog with.
Okay.
I didn't make the rules. This is your
okay.
podcast.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it's unfair to be like, oh, here's my whole family. By the way,
have some confidence. Oh my God, is that a corgi?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Mm-hmm.
What's its name?
Benjamin Lewis, Benny Lou for short.
Why Benjamin Lewis?
He was a judge in Cape Girardeau County,
What?
Yeah, and we picked we picked the dog up from the breeder, and we were driving by, and we saw a sign for Benjamin Lewis, and we were like, "What about Benjamin Lewis?" And my wife's like, "Benny Lou," and then it stuck.
You've got Benny Lou. My dog is named Emmy Lou.
It's perfect.
Aw, they should meet.
Um,
Well, actually, my dog hates. She doesn't. She gets scared of other dogs.
well,
so.
my dog was raised by cats, so he loves humans but hates other dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have cats as well?
I do not.
No.
I am allergic to cats, but I do like cats.
We have
pet them
4.
anyway.
I'm
Oh, really?
also allergic to cats, and we have 4.
Oh no.
Yeah, so every time I go home, I have to like sprint to the Claritin, Zyrtec, whatever, before it gets into my eyes, and then it's just for hours.
Yeah, I totally get it.
But I do have. Let me just put it this way: 4 cats. 3 of them could disappear tomorrow, and I would never think about it again. But if I lost my goose, I would be broken. Goose. Well, her
Can I
real
see
name. Okay, her real name is Lucille. It was Lucille, then of course Lucy, then Loose Goose, Spruce Goose, Goose this Moose, Moosey Goosey Girl. Yeah, very much. We love Goose. She is just.
Oh my god.
She is a rescue from in downtown St. Louis. There's a Humane Society. We got her after my daughter's, I want to say 9th birthday. Yeah, I think 9th birthday. Anyway, we got her after my daughter's 9th birthday from downtown St. Louis. We have 2 other cats that are Bengals. They're like miniature tigers or whatever, but like not aggressive or not ferocious or whatever. They just have like orange and black colors.
I love that. That's so cool.
And they're supposed to be like, they're mini tigers. So like we had to be careful introducing them.
Dang.
Goose, the city kitty, destroys them. Like runs the house. She is Mama Goose. And it's so funny to watch these 2 tigers run from this St. Louis kitty. Like
They're mini tigers.
I know, and she does not care. She is our city kitty, and I love her to death.
Dang.
But yeah, she's super like when we got her little plaque or whatever said non-vocal. She talks more than any cat I've ever seen in my entire life. Just
I love animals that talk.
and she'll just follow you around, and we'll be like Goose, and you come down the street. Yeah,
That kills me.
it's the best. We're down to hold on. We'll scroll through.
Oh my gosh, so many.
Oh, hundreds. Now we're into the Teal Pierce questions.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, which animal do you think would give the best massage? No? Okay. All right.
A human?
I've always gone with like octopus,
Oh
a
my
lot of
god.
tentacles, could reach multiple areas, suction cups, seems like it would be. Now, it would feel like a giant booger, like laying on you.
But I kind of
Could you get over that?
I kind of would be interested, kind of curious about that feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we all would. I mean, I think we all would
I
be.
feel like,
but
yeah, but I guess human's a boring answer, but that's just like who I would prefer to give me a massage. I don't know, I'd be kind of scared for an octopus to give me a massage.
I think I would too at first. I mean,
Right.
it depends on how
YOLO.
professional he was, but I think, with a kind smile or kind eyes, I could learn. And they change colors, which is interesting. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
A lot of maybe I'm thinking of squid. I can't really tell the difference between a squid and an octopus.
I don't know.
But I watched a documentary recently where they like changed colors. And so I was like, well, if it came at me,
Okay.
if it was like bright red and like coming at me, I'd probably be like, no, thank you. But if it was like a nice blue or green and then
Like
was just
Oswald.
like, oh yeah, I'm going to
You ever watched Oswald the Octopus? It's a good cartoon.
It sounds familiar.
This
Oh,
little
with Fred
octopus.
Savage, wasn't he the voice?
I don't know. It just
He had a
looks
little
like-
top hat. A little black
Yes,
bowl
and he had-
or a bowler.
He had
Was
a
it?
little bowler hat and his little wiener dog that hung out.
Yeah,
with
the
him and
wiener
his
dog. I
friend
remember
Dave.
the wiener dog. Yeah. Shout out Fred Savage, man.
I don't know who that is. Is he
So,
Oswald?
have you ever seen Princess Bride
Oh yeah.
and the Wonder Years?
I always wanted to dress up as the giant rat creature from Princess Bride.
Rodents
But-
of unusually large sizes.
That
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, but as we were saying, he's in that.
He's the little boy that's sick, and the grandmother comes and reads. And
Wow.
then his brother, Ben Savage, is Corey from Boy Meets World.
What a last name.
What a
Wow.
what a small world. What was it?
Which one is it?
I was gonna ask this. I didn't make a slide. If you had to come up with a perfume, cologne, or just like smell for your house, like an air freshener, and you could combine 2 scents, what would be the best scent combination?
Oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about that. I feel like a mix.
See, not a lot of people do think about that. That's where.
Because, like, I'm not. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No,
You go ahead.
it's all right.
Easy, go ahead. No, the thing is that I really don't pick the scents for my home.
Mm-hmm.
My roommate always brings in the candles, so we just light whatever she brings in. So, man, I hadn't thought about having autonomy in this. I think. Can I bring in my roommate? Can I let her pick? Can I call her?
Yeah, you can call
Can I
her
call her?
if just to let her know
she's-
she's on a podcast and say, are you okay with being
I'm
recorded?
I'm gonna call her. Let's see if she answers.
Okay.
If we have the time.
You just don't have there's not like 2 scents that you're like, oh, I really enjoy lavender.
I want to let
and...
I'm gonna let my roommate pick. I want to let let Manji pick. Let's see.
What's her
Your
name?
call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Oh
At the
my
tone,
gosh, she's probably
She's like, pick your own scent, Rebecca.
okay.
and-
Fine. I want to think of something that's funny, but I can't think of anything that's funny.
It's okay. It doesn't even have to
Can
be funny.
I just
It's
like the idea of like vanilla mixed with like a campfire.
That's so insane that you say that. That's so insane because I have asked this question to several people. Anyone who's a fan of this podcast is like doing a backflip right now because I have said for weeks vanilla or like warm brown sugar and then burnt match because something sweet with a hint of like arson or danger or
Yes!
like a sweet and a like a what is that? Like I wanted that. I want 2 like kind of conflicting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you agree.
That's
Hell
it
yeah.
crazy that you said that. Though.
Well, I'm glad I expressed my opinion instead of relying.
This is
on
where we
someone
find
else.
out that we are the same person. Like we're
We're
just
both anxious attachment styles. We want the same kind of candle.
yeah. What do you know? Find out you're my sister later and be like, oh my god.
I'm actually your clone.
yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
taking
say
your
that.
place. I'm gonna raise your dog and children and marry your wife.
I was gonna say that I was your clone, but then I
Oh.
thought that if you thought we looked similar, it might have hurt your feelings. So I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't compare myself
Oh
to
my
Rebecca.
God.
I only outweigh you by 170 pounds, and like, yeah, we're pretty similar, right? You and me, we could pass. I could borrow your ID and get into a bar, right?
And all the facial hair.
yeah. You've got it. Yeah, you and
I'm
me.
gonna dress up as you for Halloween.
I would be careful with it because I've had people attempt it in the past.
Are you serious?
To put like hair up here and stuff, and you either look like a Sasquatch, it gets real squatchy real fast, or it could slightly be taken as like a racist.
Oh, no.
And it is
Yeah.
hard. There have been people who have like, I bought sideburns and I like glued them right here.
I don't want that.
And it came off as like,
Oh,
and I was like,
gosh.
oh, and then they just showed up in like just normal clothes, and they're like, yeah, I abandoned the costume as
Good.
soon as I looked in the mirror.
Good.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
you
friends
don't-
with good people. I'm not friends with people who are like, I'm pretty good at hate crimes. Hold on.
Oh, my
Like,
God,
I can
yeah.
throw it together real quick.
Glad
Don't
you're
worry about
friends with. Oh my God! Glad
No,
you're
no,
friends
no.
with good.
it. Yeah.
That's
Most of my friends would back down from a like, I don't think this is
what surprises me, and it has nothing to do with anything you just said, is that you've had multiple people try to dress up as you.
I have. I've been a source of many a costume over the years.
Dang.
Yeah.
I wanna
It's
get to
okay.
that.
I see it as a
Oh.
even though it hurts, there is, depending on how fat they make the costume.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when you're
That's
like,
offensive. That's not nice.
It
No,
happens.
I want to get to the point where people want to dress up as me. I think that's like you're an icon in that way. Like that's a good thing. You're
I don't know.
iconic.
I guess there's a fine line between punching bag and icon, because when people, if people were to like, hey, let's all this Halloween, everybody's dressing up as Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she's an icon.
Yeah.
But if 7 people got together and dressed up as variations of me, it would be like a shirt that doesn't quite fit, or hair in too many places.
Oh no.
Possible stains and or mysterious odors, like things like that. So there is a fine line between icon and punching bag.
Oh my God.
But we just did a little over an hour. The last
Oh my
thing I
gosh,
ask
yes.
everybody when they come on the podcast is what would be the best way to fix this? Any hints or ideas on how to make it better?
Like this podcast?
Yeah. If you just like
Asking me for straight up feedback. Okay. Let's see. Honestly, I think there should be some rosé available.
rosé. Okay.
I want to have rosé.
I've thought about it in the past. I have brought in coolers. I want to get like a mini fridge. The only problem is sometimes they hum and it gets picked up on the microphone. But I want to keep like a little mini fridge for like, beers or rosé or seltzers or something that people can sip on.
Yes, but it's okay. I survived without the rosé somehow.
I think you did pretty well.
Thank you.
I think so. I could tell at some points. I'm like, oh man, she
She
really
really
could.
needs this.
Yeah. As soon as I asked you how to tell if someone was a bad person, you was like, well, she needs a drink.
I need a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When, especially during the 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, I was like, I've lost her.
Oh my God.
Real quick, one more time, you want to plug any special dates or your Instagram, any social
Let's
media?
see. I'll
anything?
plug my Instagram again. It is. I'm looking up my dates because I can't remember when when's the podcast coming out?
It'll be,
Because I don't want to.
I believe, well,
You
a
know
week
what?
from next Tuesday.
Oh, then it's fine. I'm still. Follow me at Reb_Jaffe on Instagram and at Rebecca Jaffe on TikTok. Please, I'm a middle child, so I need attention, and so I need you to follow me. And you can find my show dates on there. Otherwise, yeah, I'm Rebecca. I'm in Chicago. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to respectfully say if anyone wants to hang out with me and be my friend. No, I don't know if I want everyone to be my friend though. I'm at Reb_Jaffe on Instagram. Please pay attention to me.
Friends will be made on a case-by-case basis.
Yes.
Like I'm the fast-talking
Get
legal
in
guy.
line. Yes. No. Is. I say yes to a lot of friends.
You just walk around a comedy club and thumbs up and thumbs down
down,
people
thumbs-
like an emperor, like in front of gladiators, but it's for friends.
Oh my God.
No.
Yes.
Yes. What shoes are you wearing? No. Yeah. Are those Crocs? Yes.
No.
No. No.
I can't decide. It depends what kind of Crocs. But yeah.
I get them for what they're worth. If you're treating them as like slip-on around the house shoes,
Like.
okay, I'll
Russell,
understand it.
like
Like
my dad.
slippers,
Yeah.
I get it. But if you're out in public with Crocs, you better be 8.
It better be good.
Yeah, or better, or like maybe boating. for whatever reason.
Brooding.
If water is involved.
Brooding.
You said boating like I said like parasailing or whatever. I'm thinking float trips with
my boot. I don't know. Float trips. I've never done that. I feel like it's such a classic Midwestern thing. I need to do it.
It is a classic yet not classy Midwestern thing to do.
Love that.
Yeah. It is fun. It's an experience. And definitely sunscreen up because you were going to get burned.
Shit.
And there's occasional water moccasins, but it's fun. It's a good time. If you like public drinking with people who are operating like motor vehicles or just letting the current drift you down a river, it's the way to go. All right, we'll see you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for doing it. This was fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
All right, see you, everybody.
Bye.